Today we're going to talk about ions. Basically, an ion occurs when an atom has more or less electrons than what it has protons. To understand this, we need to understand the charges of the subatomic particles. Protons carry a positive charge. Neutrons carry no charge. And electrons have a negative charge. And so as you can see, neutrons are not going to contribute to the charge of an atom. So today, while we talk about ions, we're only going to be talking about protons and electrons. So if we look at our first problem, it says, what is the charge of an atom that has 10 protons, 12 neutrons, and 8 electrons? So we are going to ignore neutrons because neutrons do not contribute to the charge of an atom. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at how many protons we have, and we're going to draw those with plus signs. So if I have 10 protons, I'm going to draw 10 plus signs. Okay? And then we're going to look at our electrons. And what I want to do is I want to match up an electron for every proton that I have. And so I'm going to draw 8 electrons. Okay? And what I see is that I have 2 protons that are left over. And so I'm going to box those in, and that shows me that because I have 2 extra protons, and protons are positive, that this particular atom is going to have a +2 charge. Okay, let's look at another problem. Our next problem says, what is the charge of an atom that has 5 protons, 6 neutrons, and 8 electrons? Again, we are going to ignore the neutrons because neutrons do not carry charge. And so we're going to draw out our 5 protons first. Okay, and then we want to match an electron up with each proton. So if I have 8 electrons, I'm going to notice that I can only match 5 of them up. And so 3 are going to be all by themselves. And so when I box in what's extra, I see that I have 3 extra electrons. Because electrons are negative, this particular atom will have a -3 charge. Alright, let's do one more problem together. Our last problem states that an atom has 7 protons, 7 neutrons, and 8 electrons, and it wants to know what its charge is. Again, we ignore neutrons because neutrons do not have charge. We draw our 7 protons. Okay, and then we draw our 8 electrons, matching 1 electron for each proton that I've drawn. When I do that, I see that I have 1 electron left over. That is extra, and so I have a -1 charge because electrons are... Okay, if you have any questions, please ask.